Good morning. My name is Christopher Galler with the Minnesota Association of Realtors, and you've tuned in to Tuesday Talks. Today we have some concerning information to bring you. Yesterday, Monday, April 19th, the Minnesota House of Representatives DFL caucus introduced a tax plan, House File 2323. The tax plan challenges a number of real estate deductibility issues and eliminates the mortgage interest deduction as we know it today. This is serious. As you're aware, real estate is the backbone, home ownership, the backbone of Minnesota and most of America. We assist families, neighborhoods, and communities through the mortgage interest deduction and the deductibility of property taxes on your federal and state income taxes. Today, the tax plan changes both of those and eliminates in the future the relative homestead provision as well. Let me review what the mortgage interest deduction changes, since that will affect most of you the most immediately. Currently, you can eliminate your mortgage interest deduction from your property taxes, from your income taxes paid in the state of Minnesota. The change, because the deductions generally are received by the top 50% of income earners, has been eliminated and changed to a credit. The maximum credit that anyone would be able to receive is $420. That's received based upon a new calculation that says the first $4,000 of mortgage interest is not creditable. You don't get anything for that $4,000. The next up to $6,000, you receive a 7% tax credit. That means a maximum of $420. If you have $8,000 in interest, you take the $8,000 minus the $4,000 that they will not give you a credit for, and you get 7% of the remaining $4,000, or a total of $280 in a credit for all the mortgage interest you pay in a year. Now, many of you have made housing decisions based upon receiving the mortgage interest deduction. Some of you will say, well, I don't really receive a lot from the mortgage interest deduction, so that's okay. But remember, you did receive at one point in time, and this is one of the genesises since 1933 for the American dream, home ownership. We feel this is the wrong direction for Minnesota to take at this time. If indeed Minnesota could afford this deduction in 1933, they can afford it today. The second piece that's in the House File 2323 is deductibility of your real estate property taxes. Currently, you can take the $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 that you receive, that you pay in property taxes, and deduct it from your ordinary income. The House tax bill eliminates that totally, and you are no longer able to take that in the state of Minnesota. A third provision that we're not happy about in the bill is the relative homestead provision. For a number of years, the Minnesota Realtors have lobbied at the Capitol to say that if a family has enough resources to purchase a home for another family member and assist them while maybe they're going through foreclosure, a job change, an illness, or whatever the situation may be, that they should receive the same benefits on that property as the one that they own themselves. It seems to us that it's much better for families to take care of families than it is for the government to have to step in. Again, the provisions added in this bill say that any future relative homestead provisions will be eliminated. We're opposed to that part of the bill as well. We're asking Minnesota Realtors to take 3 steps. You should have received a call to action this morning. We'll ask if you haven't received that call to action, look for your e-resource from your Minnesota Association of Realtors, where we have outlined everything we're discussing today. You will also find on there a link to all the documents that talk about the tax bill, including a summary of all the provisions that are in there. You'll also find a link to all of the legislators in the House of Representatives and their contact information. We hope you'll also pass this message on to your clients, your customers, and your neighbors. Let them know what the legislature is up to. I've noticed that the news media so far has not discussed the elimination of the mortgage interest deduction or deductibility of real estate property taxes. The fourth one is for you to actually call somebody. Call your legislator. Don't just leave it with a letter. Don't leave it with an email. Call them, stop them in the grocery store, stop them at a high school sporting event, stop them at church, ask them what they're doing. Tell them that realtors and homeowners are opposed to elimination of the mortgage interest deduction and the deductibility of real estate property taxes. We thank you for coming today and viewing this video. Sorry I'm not as good as the TV anchor people. Doing the best we can, though, making sure that you're informed about the actions that are happening at the legislature this year. Thank you again.